There is great power in silence. In a world where people speak without thinking, where secrets are traded like currency, and where not everyone has good intentions, silence becomes a shield. God whispers to us in the quiet moments, guiding us to protect our energy, our dreams, and our hearts. Not everyone needs to know your next move. Not everyone deserves access to your deepest desires. Some people will take your vulnerabilities and use them against you. Others will diminish your dreams before they even have a chance to grow. This is why God calls us to be careful, to move in silence, to trust Him rather than seeking validation from the world. Not everyone who claps for you is genuinely happy for you. Not everyone who listens to your dreams wants to see them come true. The truth is, in life, you will encounter people who secretly envy you, who pretend to be supportive while hoping you fail, and who smile in your face while harboring resentment in their hearts. This is why God calls us to be discerning. He wants us to move with wisdom, to be mindful of who we allow into our inner world, and to recognize that not every person around us has pure intention. It can be painful to realize that some of the people closest to you are not rooting for you. You may assume that just because you love them, they love you the same way. Just because you would celebrate their success doesn't mean they will celebrate yours. And just because you would never betray them does not mean they would not betray you. It is a hard lesson, but an important one. You must learn to differentiate between those who are truly in your corner and those who are merely watching, waiting for an opportunity to bring you down. Sometimes the people who envy you don't even realize it themselves. Envy is a silent poison that creeps into the hearts of those who have not yet found their own path. When someone is unhappy with their life, they may resent seeing you walk into your blessings. They may not wish you direct harm, but their energy changes when you start doing better than them. They become distant. They offer half-hearted congratulations. They make subtle, undermining comments disguised as jokes. Pay attention. God will always give you signs about who is truly for you and who is not. One of the biggest mistakes we make is assuming that the people who have been with us the longest are the ones who want to see us win. But time does not determine loyalty. Character does. Some people have walked beside you for years, yet the moment you elevate, they change. They begin to find reasons to criticize you. They remind you of your past mistakes. They discourage you from stepping into something new, not because they think you will fail, but because they fear you will succeed. And your success will force them to confront their own insecurities. This is why God urges us to be silent. When you are working on something important, whether it's a new job, a relationship, a goal, or a personal transformation, keep it between you and God. Not everyone deserves to know your plans. Some people will pray against you, whether consciously or subconsciously. Some will spread doubt, filling your mind with fear just when you are about to take a leap of faith. Others will take the knowledge of your dreams and use it for their own gain. Protect what God is building in you. You might wonder, but shouldn't I trust the people in my life? Shouldn't I be able to share my excitement with them? Trust is a beautiful thing, but it must be placed wisely. The Bible warns us about casting our pearls before swine. This does not mean that people are bad. It means that not everyone is equipped to value what you bring to the table. Some will trample on your dreams not because they are evil, but because they do not have the capacity to see what God is doing in your life. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He had a great vision, a God-given dream of leadership and success, but when he shared it with his brothers, they became jealous. Instead of celebrating him, they plotted against him. They betrayed him, sold him into slavery, and tried to destroy his destiny. But what they didn't realize was that what God had planned for Joseph could not be stopped. Even though he faced trials, he still rose to his calling. However, his story teaches us a crucial lesson. Not everyone is ready to hear what God has promised you. Sometimes silence is your greatest protection. When you start to elevate in life, you will notice shifts in the people around you. Some will be inspired by your growth. They will cheer for you, encourage you, and even challenge themselves to grow alongside you. These are the people God sends to walk with you. But then there will be others who feel threatened. They will try to downplay your progress, make you question yourself, and subtly sabotage your efforts. Do not let their energy disrupt your journey. You do not need their approval. You do not need their validation. You need only to stay focused on what God is doing in your life. Silence is a powerful tool. It allows you to observe people without them knowing what's on your mind. It helps you discern true friends from those who are only around for their benefit. It keeps your spirit free from unnecessary negativity. When you are silent, you can hear God more clearly. He will guide you toward the right people and away from the wrong ones. He will expose those who pretend to be for you but secretly work against you. So be careful with your words. Be mindful of who you trust. Not everyone is rooting for you, and that is okay. Your success does not depend on their support. It depends on God's will for your life. Keep your plans between you and Him. Move in silence. Let your progress speak for itself, and when it is time, God will reveal. There is a sacred power in silence. In a world that encourages constant talking, sharing, and seeking validation, silence becomes a rare and valuable tool. It is not a sign of weakness, nor is it an admission of defeat. Silence is wisdom. Silence is protection. Silence is how you guard the blessings God is bringing into your life. Many people fail to receive the fullness of their blessings because they speak too soon. They get excited about a new opportunity, a breakthrough, or a vision that God has placed in their heart, and they rush to share it with others. But not everyone who listens is rooting for them. Not everyone who hears their plans has pure intentions. Some people will secretly resent their growth. Others will plant seeds of doubt, making them question whether they are truly capable of achieving what they desire. And some will actively work against them, using what they know to create obstacles in their path. When God is moving in your life, there are certain things that are meant to remain between you and Him. Some blessings are still in their early stages, fragile like a newborn baby. They require nurturing, protection, and care before they can stand on their own. Speaking too soon exposes them to forces that may weaken them before they have the strength to survive. This is why silence is so important. It is not about secrecy, it is about wisdom. Think about the times when you shared something too early, only to see it fall apart before it could come to fruition. Maybe you told a friend about a business idea, and suddenly they had doubts that made you question yourself. Maybe you spoke about a relationship, and negative energy began creeping in. Or maybe you started making progress, only to find unexpected resistance from those who did not want to see you succeed. These experiences are reminders that not every blessing is meant to be announced before its time. God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes He will bless you in ways that don't make sense to others. Sometimes He will elevate you in ways that people never expected. And sometimes He will place you in positions that others believe you do not deserve. If you talk too much about what He is doing, you invite opinions, criticism, and interference from those who do not understand His plan for your life. But when you move in silence, you allow His work to unfold without unnecessary distractions. There are forces in this world that thrive on information. There are people who pretend to support you but secretly envy you. There are those who will smile in your face while waiting for an opportunity to undermine you. This is why silence is your shield. It keeps your blessings safe from the wrong hands. It ensures that what God has ordained for you is not contaminated by the doubts, fears, or negativity of others. Silence does not mean isolation. It does not mean you cannot celebrate your wins or share your joy with the right people. But it does mean being selective. It means asking yourself, is this the right time? Is this the right person? Is this something that should be kept between me and God? If the answer is not clear, it is often best to wait. Because when a blessing is truly from God, it does not need to be announced. It will reveal itself in due time. Some of the most powerful movements in history happened in silence. Seeds grow in the darkness of the soil before they bloom in the light. Babies are formed in the quiet of the womb before they enter the world. Even Jesus often withdrew from the crowds to pray in solitude before stepping into his miracles. Silence is not emptiness, it is preparation. It is a sacred space where transformation happens. Another reason silence is so important is that it helps you stay connected to God. When you are constantly talking, constantly sharing, and constantly seeking validation, you create noise that drowns out his voice. But when you practice silence, you allow yourself to hear his guidance more clearly. You become more attuned to his direction, more receptive to his wisdom, and more aligned with his purpose for your life. There will be times when you feel the urge to prove yourself, to defend your progress, or to announce your success. But true power lies in restraint. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. You do not need to convince anyone of your worth. The blessings that are meant for you will unfold in divine timing, and when they do, they will speak for themselves. God is calling you to protect what he is doing in your life. He is asking you to trust him enough to move in silence, to resist the temptation to share everything with everyone, to recognize that some things are meant to be nurtured in private before they can be revealed in public. The more you guard your blessings, the more they will grow. The more you keep certain things between you and God, the more he will bless you in ways that cannot be denied. So hold your peace, move with wisdom, let your actions speak louder than your words. And when the time is right, when your blessings are fully formed and ready to shine, they will be undeniable. No enemy will be able to stop them, no doubt will be able to shake them, and no force will be able to take away what God has ordained for you. Words are one of the most powerful forces in the universe. They shape our reality, influence our emotions, and direct the course of our lives. Every word we speak carries energy. Energy that can uplift or destroy, heal or wound, create or diminish. What you say to yourself and to others is not just sound, it is a force that molds your experiences, your relationships, and your destiny. Many people underestimate the power of their words. They speak carelessly, unaware that every word spoken is a seed planted in the soil of life. When you constantly affirm lack, struggle, or doubt, you create an energy that attracts those very things into your life. When you speak negatively about yourself, you reinforce limiting beliefs that hold you back. But when you choose words of encouragement, strength, and faith, you set yourself on a path of abundance, confidence, and success. Your words have the power to shape your self-perception. If you keep saying, I am not good enough, or I will never succeed, your mind will accept those statements as truth, and your actions will follow. You will unconsciously sabotage your efforts, because deep down you believe you are not worthy of greatness. On the other hand, if you affirm, I am capable, I am strong, and I am deserving of good things, you begin to rewire your mind for success. Your words program your subconscious, which then directs your thoughts and actions in alignment with what you speak. The same principle applies to the way you speak about others. When you speak words of love, encouragement, and kindness, you uplift not only those around you, but also yourself. But when you use words to criticize, gossip, or tear others down, you invite negativity into your own life. Every word you speak returns to you in some form. What you put out into the world has a way of finding its way back to you. There is a reason why spiritual teachings emphasize the importance of speaking life. In the Bible, it is written that life and death are in the power of the tongue. This means that your words can either build a beautiful life or destroy the blessings meant for you. If you constantly complain, focus on problems, and declare failure before you even try, you block the opportunities that could come your way. But if you speak in faith, declare victory, and affirm the good that you seek, you open the door for miracles to unfold. Being mindful of your words is an act of self-love. It means choosing to speak to yourself with the same kindness you would offer a dear friend. Imagine if every time you looked in the mirror, instead of pointing out flaws, you said, "I am beautiful. I am whole. I am enough." How different would you feel? How much more confident and empowered would you be? Words shape your self-thoughts, and when you choose to speak with love, you cultivate a deep and unshakable sense of self-worth. Your words also have the power to affect the people around you. A simple word of encouragement can change someone's entire day. A kind phrase can heal a wounded heart. But harsh words spoken in anger or carelessness can leave scars that last a lifetime. This is why it is so important to pause before speaking. Ask yourself, is what I am about to say helpful? Does it build up or tear down? Will it bring love or harm? When you choose words with intention, you become a force of light in the lives of those around you. It is also crucial to remember that the words you accept from others can influence your life. Do not allow someone else's negative words to define you. Just because someone says you are not capable, not worthy, or not enough does not make it true. You have the power to reject negativity and replace it with affirmations that align with who you truly are. Do not let the words of others create limits in your mind. Speak your own truth rooted in love and confidence. Silence can be just as powerful as words. There are moments when the best response is no response. When faced with negativity, gossip, or conflict, sometimes silence is the wisest choice. You do not have to engage in every argument. You do not have to defend yourself against every false claim. Your energy is precious, and sometimes the most powerful statement you can make is to say nothing at all. Protect your peace by choosing your words and your silences wisely. Speaking with intention is a lifelong practice. It requires awareness, discipline, and a commitment to choosing words that align with your highest self. But the effort is worth it. When you speak words of love, faith, and possibility, you create a life that reflects those very things. You begin to attract positive experiences, deepen your relationships, and manifest the success you desire. Your words are a powerful tool. Use them to build the life you deserve. So today, make a commitment to speak with purpose. Replace self-doubt with confidence. Replace criticism with encouragement. Replace fear with faith. Let your words reflect the love and strength that already exist within you. The more you align your speech with the life you wish to create, the more you will see that life unfold before your very eyes. The truth is a powerful force. It is the foundation of integrity, trust, and authenticity. But in a world filled with opinions, perceptions, and personal agendas, your truth can easily be distorted by others. People interpret reality through their own experiences, beliefs, and biases, and sometimes they reshape your truth to fit their narrative. This is why it is essential to stand firm in who you are, to protect your truth, and to be mindful of who you share it with. There will be times when you express your feelings, your experiences, or your dreams, and others will twist your words to fit their own story. Not everyone listens with the intent to understand. Some listen with the intent to judge, manipulate, or use your words against you. You might speak from a place of honesty, but once your words leave your mouth, you lose control over how they are interpreted. People will take what they want from your truth, sometimes distorting it to serve their own motives. Some distort your truth because they feel threatened by it. When you stand in your power, when you speak with clarity and conviction, it unsettles those who are not comfortable with their own truth. They may try to minimize your experiences, dismiss your feelings, or paint you as something you are not. They do this because your truth disrupts their illusion. Instead of facing their own reality, they find it easier to twist yours. Others distort your truth out of jealousy or insecurity. When you are authentic, when you live in alignment with your values, it can trigger those who are not living in their own truth. Instead of celebrating your strength, they attempt to discredit you. They may spread false stories, exaggerate details, or create doubt in the minds of others. Their goal is to shake your confidence, to make you question yourself, to pull you down to their level. Then there are those who distort your truth simply because they do not understand it. People see the world through their own lens, shaped by their upbringing, experiences, and fears. What is true for you may not be true for them. They may misunderstand your intentions, misinterpret your actions, or assign meaning to things that were never there. This is why it is important to choose your words carefully, and more importantly, to choose your audience wisely. Not everyone deserves access to your truth. It is easy to feel frustrated or hurt when people misrepresent you. You may feel the urge to explain yourself, to correct their version of events, to fight for your truth, but the more you try to defend yourself against those who are committed to misunderstanding you, the more energy you waste. Some people do not want the truth. They want a version of events that serves their interests. They are not seeking clarity, they are seeking control. This is why silence is sometimes the best response. When someone distorts your truth, you do not have to prove yourself to them. You do not have to engage in their manipulation or get caught in their web of deception. The truth does not need constant defense. It stands on its own. The people who truly know you, who truly understand you, will not be swayed by gossip, rumors, or false narratives. They will see through the distortions and recognize your authenticity. They will understand. At the same time, you must be mindful of how you share your truth. Not every truth needs to be spoken aloud, and not every ear is worthy of hearing it. Protect your story. Share your dreams, your struggles, and your victories with those who have earned your trust. Be discerning about who you confide in, because not everyone who listens has your best interest at heart. Some people collect information only to use it against you later. You must also be careful not to let others' distortions shape your own view of yourself. Just because someone misrepresents you does not mean their version of reality is true. Do not allow their twisted words to plant seeds of doubt in your mind. Hold on to your truth, even when others try to shake it. Know who you are. Stand firm in your values. Live in a way that makes your truth undeniable. When you walk in authenticity, when you stay true to yourself despite the distortions, you rise above the noise. You do not have to fight every battle or correct every lie. Your actions, your consistency, and your integrity will speak for themselves. Over time, the truth always reveals itself. Those who seek to twist your story will eventually expose themselves, while those who seek truth will find their way to you. At the end of the day, the only truth that truly matters is the one you know in your heart. Do not let others define you. Do not let their distortions distract you. Stay focused on your path. Protect your energy and trust that the truth will always prevail. In a world that constantly demands action, movement, and noise, stillness is often overlooked. Society teaches us that strength is found in pushing forward, in speaking up, in fighting for what we want. But true strength is not always about force. It is often found in stillness, in the quiet moments of reflection, in the calm before action, and in the patience to allow life to unfold as it should. Stillness is not weakness. It is not inaction or passivity. Stillness is a conscious choice to pause, to breathe, and to center yourself before reacting. It is the ability to be at peace even when the world around you is chaotic. It is the power to observe without being controlled by external forces. When you master stillness, you master yourself. Let's become self instead of self together. Many people equate strength with struggle, believing they must constantly prove themselves through effort and resistance. But true power does not always come from pushing. It often comes from knowing when to step back. Think about the strongest trees in a storm. They do not resist the wind with rigidity. They bend, they sway, they yield to the force of nature without breaking. Their strength is found in their flexibility, their ability to remain grounded despite the movement around them. The same is true for you. When life challenges you, you do not always have to fight back immediately. There is power in observing, in pausing before reacting, in giving yourself the space to process before responding. In stillness, you gain clarity. You see situations for what they truly are, rather than reacting impulsively based on emotion. Stillness allows you to connect with yourself on a deeper level. When you are constantly moving, constantly chasing, constantly engaging with the world, you can lose touch with your inner wisdom. But when you take the time to be still, to sit in silence, to listen to your own thoughts, to feel your own emotions, you reconnect with your intuition. You begin to understand what you truly need rather than what the world tells you to want. This is why meditation, prayer, and moments of solitude are so powerful. They are not about doing nothing. They are about creating space for insight, for healing, for strength to grow from within. When you allow yourself to be still, you invite peace into your life. You give yourself permission to let go of control and trust in the process of life. Stillness also strengthens your resilience. When you can sit with discomfort without rushing to escape it, you develop emotional endurance. Many people seek distractions when they feel pain, turning to noise, to people, to work, to anything that keeps them from facing themselves. But true healing happens in the stillness, in the moments where you allow yourself to feel, to process, to release. When you embrace stillness, you become unshakable. You learn that you do not have to respond to every provocation, that you do not have to prove yourself to anyone. You understand that silence can be more powerful than words, that patience can achieve more than force. You become someone who does not act out of desperation, but out of wisdom. Stillness is also where true confidence is built. When you are comfortable in your own presence, when you do not need external validation to feel secure, you develop an inner confidence that cannot be taken away. Many people seek strength in status, in achievements, in the opinions of others. But those things are fleeting. Real strength is found in knowing who you are, in trusting yourself, in being at peace with your own company. The most powerful people in history have understood the value of stillness. They knew that great decisions are not made in haste, that wisdom is not found in noise, and that true leadership comes from a place of inner stability. They practiced patience, they observed before acting, and they understood that silence can be more impactful than 1,000 words. In your own life, you can cultivate this strength. Instead of reacting immediately to challenges, take a breath. Instead of chasing after things that are not meant for you, be still and allow what is truly yours to come. Instead of filling every moment with noise and distraction, embrace quiet. Give yourself the space to listen, to heal, to grow. Stillness is not the absence of strength. It is its foundation. It is where you gather your energy, where you realign with your purpose, where you prepare yourself for what is to come. In stillness, you are not doing nothing. You are recharging. You are reflecting. You are becoming stronger. And when the time comes to act, you will do so with clarity, with power, and with the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing who you truly are. Life is full of mysteries, unanswered questions, and moments of uncertainty. We often seek clarity, striving to understand why things happen the way they do. We want to know who is truly for us and who is against us. We want to see beyond appearances, to discern hidden motives, to uncover the truth about our circumstances. But in our rush for answers, we sometimes forget one fundamental truth. What is meant to be known will be revealed in its own time. You do not have to force clarity because God reveals what needs to be known when you are ready to receive it. Trusting in divine timing requires patience and faith. It means letting go of the need to control every outcome, every detail, every relationship. You may be wondering why certain people walked out of your life, why an opportunity slipped through your fingers, or why a door that seemed perfect for you suddenly closed. But what if those things were removed to protect you? What if what you lost was never meant to stay? What if God is clearing space for something better? Sometimes we pray for answers, but when they come, they are not what we expected. We ask God to show us the truth, but when the truth is revealed, it can be painful. You might discover that a person you trusted was not truly loyal. You might see that a situation you fought for was never in alignment with your highest good. And in those moments, it is easy to feel disappointed or even betrayed. But understand this: God does not reveal things to hurt you. He reveals them to free you. The truth always rises to the surface in time. You do not need to chase after it, beg for it, or force it. When something is hidden from you, there is a reason. Perhaps you are not ready to face it. Perhaps the lesson is still unfolding. Perhaps God is giving you the space to strengthen your spirit before revealing what you need to see. Rushing the process only leads to frustration and confusion. But when you surrender, when you trust that what is meant for you will come to light, you find peace. There are moments in life when God removes people without explanation. He separates you from relationships that no longer serve you. He ends connections that you thought would last forever. And at first, it may seem unfair. You might not understand why someone who once felt so important to you suddenly becomes distant. But instead of chasing after them, be still. Let God reveal the truth. Let Him show you why that chapter had to close. When you try to force answers, you often misinterpret the situation. You might convince yourself that someone is good for you when they are not. You might justify behavior that is hurting you. You might cling to what is familiar, even if it is no longer right for you. But when you step back and allow God to reveal what is hidden, you gain wisdom. You begin to see the truth, not through the lens of your emotions, but through the clarity of divine insight. Sometimes, God will reveal a person's true character through their actions. You don't have to question someone's loyalty. Just watch how they treat you. You don't have to beg for the truth. Just pay attention to the patterns. People will always show you who they are when the time is right. You don't need to go searching for hidden agendas. God will bring them to the surface. If someone is not meant to be in your life, trust that they will reveal themselves through their behavior. Likewise, when God removes something from your life, do not chase after it. If a door closes, it is not your job to pry it open. If a relationship ends, it is not your task to convince someone to stay. Instead of questioning why things happened the way they did, trust that God has already seen what you cannot. He knows what is ahead. He knows what is best for you, and He will reveal everything in time. When you live with this kind of faith, you no longer feel anxious about the unknown. You do not have to waste energy worrying about who is real and who is not. You do not have to force relationships, opportunities, or outcomes. You can rest in the certainty that the truth will always come to light. And when it does, you will be prepared to handle it. God's revelations are not always easy to accept, but they are always necessary. Sometimes He will reveal the truth through a sudden realization. Other times He will do it slowly, allowing you to piece together the signs over time. But no matter how it happens, trust that when the moment comes, you will see everything you need to see. Until then, be patient, keep your spirit open, but do not rush the process. Stay focused on your growth, your healing, and your purpose. Let go of the need to force answers, and trust that what is meant for you will never pass you by. What you need to know will be revealed, and when it is, you will understand why everything happened exactly the way it was meant to.